Hey everyone, off the Mike Sports Network reacting to Game 1 of the World Series. Man, what a game this was between the LA Dodgers and the New York Yankees. The Dodgers win 6-3 in 10 innings on Freddie Freeman's walk-off grand slam. What a moment that was for Freddie Freeman, the Southern California guy who won a world championship with the Braves. He comes to LA. He's been through a bunch of disappointing runs through the playoffs so far. He had been banged up. He comes up there and hits the first pitch he sees from Nestor Cortez, which we'll talk about, which was certainly a decision that may have long-term ramifications for Aaron Boone if the series goes the way of the Dodgers. But this was some kind of a finish and some kind of a game to open the World Series because so much happened in this game. The Yankees, on the strength of really two major hits in this game. Like they had 10 hits in this game, but really because of the Giancarlo Stanton 2-run home run that they got in the sixth inning to give them the 2-1 lead, and then Anthony Volpe hitting a sharp grounder to shortstop that couldn't be turned for two. Jazz Chisholm, who came up there, got a hit and then stole second, stole third, was able to score on that ground out. And the Yankees were in position to win this game. They were. Garrett Cole pitched well, 6 strong innings, only 88 pitches. If you're a Dodgers fan, you really have no reason to criticize Dave Roberts after this game, because every single pitching decision that he made worked out. Yeah, the Jack Flaherty keeping him in the game and giving up the home run to Giancarlo Stanton, I didn't have a problem with that. Flaherty was pitching well. He had him down 0-2. He missed with a fastball up and then hung a breaking ball that Giancarlo Stanton, like Giancarlo Stanton does, golfed the ball out of the stadium, which only a handful of people in baseball can do. It was an unbelievable piece of hitting. So I didn't have a problem with Jack Flaherty being in there. He pitched pretty well given the circumstances of what was going on in this game. You get Banda, you get Brusdar Graterol. By the way, that's not going to get enough play. Like, a guy who hadn't pitched in a while comes in there, throws one-hit ball for an inning. Vesia comes in there. Kopech gets 2 outs. And then they go to Blake Trinan. Blake Trinan, got put in a situation that led to Jazz Chisholm scoring and giving the lead. But if you're the Dodgers, like, you played this game about as well as you could. And if they would have lost, it would have been disappointing, and there probably would have been finger pointing at Dave Roberts. But I don't think this was a quintessential Dave Roberts managerial performance where he kind of mismanaged the game. He managed this game pretty damn well. And if not for a couple of pitches, maybe they win this game. The Giancarlo Stanton home run, and then, like I said, the Jazz Chisholm situation where he did an unbelievable job getting around the bases on a base hit and then able to score after stealing a couple bases. That was a testament. The story in this game really is the New York Yankees. I have a mentor in this business, a guy who I work with Ben Maller. He always says, and he's a Dodger fan, fittingly, the best story is in the losing locker room. And that's really where this story lies. The Dodgers, an amazing story, an amazing thing that happened with Freddie Freeman. Call back to 1988, hitting it into the right field pavilion, just an iconic moment that's going to be remembered, and this game's going to be talked about for a while. But the Yankees squandered a massive opportunity, and it comes down to 2 really just baffling decisions from Aaron Boone in this game. Garrett Cole goes 6 innings. He only throws 88 pitches, and then 1 base runner gets in, and they immediately give the hook and go to Clay Holmes. Now, it led to a run that ultimately tied the game because Clay Holmes got 2 outs, but then it leads to the sac fly by Mookie Betts. And then, Luke Weaver was fine. Jake Cousins is responsible for 2 of those runners and ends up getting the loss. But then it comes down in the 10th inning. It's first and second. You've got 1 guy out. And you have 2 lefties warming up in the bullpen because you have Shohei Ohtani, the MVP, the best player in baseball coming up, and you need to get a left-handed pitcher into the game. Understandable. Totally understandable. And Tim Hill, their left-handed reliever, caused the Cleveland Guardians fits in the last series. He's been pretty damn near shut down for this team. That would have been totally understandable. Then Nestor Cortez is warming up in the bullpen, a guy who hasn't pitched since the middle of September. And he comes into the game to face Shohei Ohtani with runners on first and second with the game on the line and 1 out. And fortunately, even though he threw a ball right down the middle at 92 miles an hour, Shohei Ohtani flies 1 out down the third base side, and Alex Verdugo, the former Dodger, makes an unbelievable Derek Jeter-esque catch going into the stands and being able to hold the runner at second because he picked up the ball and threw it back in, which was just an unbelievable play that nobody is going to talk about because of the mismanagement of his manager, because Shohei Ohtani missed the pitch. Next batter comes right back up because they intentionally walk Mookie Betts. The bases are now loaded because you wanted to have the lefty-on-lefty matchup with 2 outs and the game on the line. And the first pitch Freddie Freeman sees, he absolutely annihilates into the right field pavilion. And the Los Angeles Dodgers win this game 6-3, an iconic moment. But how we got there, if you're a Yankees fan, and I've understood that so many people have blamed Aaron Boone for a lot of this team's shortcomings since he took over after that 2017 season when Joe Girardi almost got this team to a World Series. They finally get here for the first time in 15 years, and this is how their first World Series game ends. The Yankees should have won this game, even though, like I said, their 3 runs up until that point came on the strength of really, 2 hits. They had 10 hits in this game, but man, like those 2 decisions to pull Garrett Cole from this game when he was cooking in this game, only surrendering the 1 run and having a lead, and you go to your bullpen, it's Clay Holmes, who's been a problem, and then going to a guy who's not a bullpen guy when you had a better lefty in that situation against the best left-handed bat and the best batter, and you got bailed out, and yet you still stuck with him, and the first, and like it was almost like karma. First pitch is way over the wall. Freddie Freeman knew it the second that he saw the ball and then he made contact with it that the game was over. I don't get it, man. I do not get it. So the story of this game is not about the Dodgers. It's an amazing, it's an amazing come from behind win for them. A just amazing moment for Freddie Freeman that's going to stand the test of time. But how we got to that situation with them going to the left-handed pitcher, their starting pitcher, who hadn't pitched in a month and had been coming back from injury, I just don't understand. And Aaron Boone in his postgame was saying they liked the matchup. Dude, you had another left-hander who was statistically really good. How could you not go to that situation? And it bit him in the ass. 2 pitches is all Nestor Cortez threw in this game. And the Dodgers win it. Blake Trinan gets the win, even though he gave up what seemingly might have been the winning run when Jazz Chisholm scored. I really don't know how the Yankees respond from this. But then, hey, you know what they had? They came back from that Game 3 against the Guardians, where they had the Guardians down to their final strike, and Jhonkensy Noel gets the home run in the 9th. You get David Fry with the home run in the 10th, and the Guardians were able to pick themselves up, and then the Yankees ended up winning the next 2 and winning the series in 5. So maybe the Yankees come back from this, but this was just a story of 2 different 2 managers. Like it's really easy to pinpoint Dave Roberts with all of the shortcomings that he's had for the Dodgers, but I felt he managed this game pretty well, and for the most part, his bullpen stood up. There was the one mistake by Flaherty where he hung a breaking ball. I didn't have an issue with him staying in the game. He had Stanton down 0-2. He missed with a fastball high, and then he hung a breaking ball that only about a handful of people could hit it as far as Giancarlo Stanton did. So, like, I didn't have a problem. It's just those 2 major decisions that cost the Yankees a game. And we'll see psychologically how they can come back from this. They've done it before. They've been pretty resilient during this playoff run, but man, it's just to lose a game like that because of managerial decisions is always frustrating as a fan. I always hated it when it was so easy to go blame the manager. And like I said, if the Dodgers had lost this game, like I said, it would have been easy to point the finger there, but I don't think it would have been on Dave Roberts. Whereas in the situation that we have here, what actually happened with the Yankees, it's totally on Aaron Boone. Totally on Aaron Boone. That game was right there. You had 1 out to get, and you brought in a starting pitcher who hadn't thrown in a month. And look, like it was like karma. It was like karma. It's like what you think was going to happen. A guy was going to throw 292-mile-an-hour meatballs over the plate. One of the best player in baseball that fortunately got caught by an amazing defensive play. And then the next pitch, you throw the exact same thing. And of course, Freddie Freeman was going to hit it over the wall. If you're a Yankees fan, I don't blame you for being upset, because that really just that sucks. That stings. That being said, I don't really care. I hate the Yankees, so whatever. But if you're a Yankees fan, you should be absolutely infuriated at this. Hi, Dan Lynch and all those people. Although Dan's going to just claim that he's a Dodger fan, so he's going to win in this series no matter what. So love you, Danny. Love you, Dan. We'll have more commentary on this series. This is already shaping up to be a classic. And we'll see if the Yankees are made of anything here, come back and pick themselves up after really a demoralizing loss at Chavez Ravine. We'll talk about that more here on the channel. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you like content and videos like this. And I will talk to you guys real soon. Bye-bye.